Component number 4 is to choose your environment. I think you all know already you have to be in a positive environment. If you're at home and you have distractions, you're not going to be able to do what you need to do. If you are in a home where people are negative, a lot of times negative people, negative family, friends who don't support you, you need to move away from that. Talk to them less. Talk about this on my podcast, ML Nation podcast. You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If you're with the 5 people you spend the most time with, happen to not want the same things you do, or believe that you can go where you want to go, then you have to spend less time with them. You need a positive environment. I'll share one thing, someone I coached. He had a job and he struggled with consistency because every time he came home, his 2 toddlers who love to play with daddy, right? So he'll play with the kids, and then after dinner, you put the kids to bed, he'd be too tired and wouldn't be able to work. And generally, when you work, again, this goes back to scheduling the time. If you're tired, it's hard to prospect. You got to make sure you're in good energy, high energy state, right? Positive environment. So what he did was he discovered when he came home that he would park his car in the driveway and spend 10 minutes and send out 5-10 reach outs. And then he'll go in, play with the kids, eat dinner, and put the kids to bed. And by the time when he put the kids to bed, a lot of people reply back to his messages. And then you can prospect. Then he had energy. Then he was excited, right? When people reply back, he had positive energy. It's always easy to reply back to someone to start something new. So that was one way he got around with it. Now, that worked for a little bit until the kids were old enough. They're like, why is daddy always in the driveway and not coming to the house after work? And they were old enough, they will open the door and run out to him. And again, that would distract him. So again, constant change. If you're a parent, you know what it means by constant change. So he had to go change, and he would park the car about a couple blocks away from the house and sit in the car and send out his messages before he go home. You always have control of our environment. Right? So be proactive. If things are not working well now, you can change your environment. Make sure it's a positive environment. So I just give you some examples. Also, when I was I lived in a tiny square foot apartment. 400 square foot apartment when I was still building business, and I wanted to expand my business to Asia, and I was because of time zone differences, I was prospecting to 11 o'clock at night, and at that time, my fiance was like, "Oh my God, I can't even stand you." She was listening to me prospect for 4 hours at night, nonstop, from like 8 o'clock to 11, 12 o'clock, right? And she's like, "If I hear another phone call, I'm gonna go crazy." So. And she was giving me dirty looks. She's like, "Come on, go stop." She supported me, but sometimes there's only so much prospecting phone calls you can hear, right? So I'm grateful and glad she supported me. But I knew I couldn't work there anymore because I felt bad too. So I walked outside and was walking the streets of Santa Monica. That time using a prepaid calling card and calling Asia, calling Malaysia, and making prospecting calls all the way up to 1 a.m. And I remember even talking to some of my leaders. There was a park on Santa Monica. I think Santa Monica Business Park. I forgot the exact name. I was sitting on the bench there, and there was light, and it was safe in the main street right in front of a bus station. I just sat there, and no one was using the bus at that time, but it was a safe neighborhood. And I'll sit there at 1 a.m. in the morning talking to my leaders and prospecting. But that being there, just knowing that, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm grinding, I'm working on my dreams, inspired me. And I was able to do a lot more better prospecting than if I stayed in my apartment. Music is also a big part. If I played a certain song, it'll bring you back to your high school days, your secondary school days. If I played a certain song, it'll bring you back to the day you got married or when your first child was born, right? Music plays a lot of emotional triggers. Find a song that motivates you. I've done over 10,000 speaking engagements, whether it's on stage, on a Zoom, on a live video, and I still get nervous. In fact, right before I started recording and making this training for you, I was nervous. I felt like I was out of it. So I had to play a song. And some of you you may have heard me talk about this, my go-to song is AC/DC's Thunderstruck. When I play that for 2 minutes, I get fired up. I'm like excited. And I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's do this. Right? Let's go. Let's do this. And even right now, I just played it. And I'm like, yes, let's go. Because I found out my energy level before recording this was kind of low. Because right now, today, the kids are at home. While I'm recording, the kids at home, and I'm excited. I want to do other things. So I was like, oh, I got to get through this. And my mind was kind of distracted. But once I played that song, it got me into training mode, serving you all, living my purpose, to have a positive impact as many lives as possible. It got me back into that. So choose a song that fires you up. You don't need to play the whole song. It could be just a couple of beats, but whatever it is, music plays a huge part in creating that positive environment for you to be productive and consistent.